officer.
Okay.
I was prompt when we started court, and the lawyers had to be prepared when they came in.
Okay.
If they weren't, they got a chewing out.
Yeah.
And I was known as a strict disciplinarian.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt very strongly about nothing distracting from the seriousness of that trial.
Do you remember, is that how you treated every trial, or do you remember that trial being maybe even more amplified because of the situation?
No. The only thing that that you could say was the fact that it got so much public attention. This trial received national attention. There's two magazines there. I don't know if you've seen these.
You made a TV show about it too.
Hmm?
You made a television show about it too.
The Armstrong Circle Theater.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, here we go. It's Jesse left, and
You never saw these.
this is the first. This is
Now that's Grady Albritton. He
What?
was a deputy sheriff.
Why no pictures of William Doris Brown? That's
Well, he was acquitted.
he was acquitted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was.
So
Look at this. This is in such good shape still. Let me ask you about him. What do you remember about Ray Wilson at that time?
Ray was a fine sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
He was a good sheriff. He was an honest man,
Mm-hmm.
and he ran a good department.
Did.
And I could rely on him when I needed him, except for one time when I needed him to testify in a particular case. And he was down in Tampa.
Okay.
And I told him, I sent word to him that if he didn't come up, I was going to send somebody to get him and bring him up.
What was he doing in Tampa?
He was at a sheriff's meeting.
Oh, okay. I guess looking back on this trial, is there anything that you would have changed about your approach? It seemed like everything worked really well.
I was happy with the way it was handled,
Now
the way it progressed.
the way it progressed. When they appealed, they put in a pretty well-known appeal to this case afterward.
Oh, they did all sorts of appeals.
But all of it was
They
centered
lost
around.
everything.
Why do you think that? It was all centered around Beasley and what Beasley had heard from another client, possibly.
That was the main thrust of his appeal.
Yes, sir.
But Judge Lee, the federal judge,
Uh-huh.
didn't pay any attention to it. There's a good article here about it.
Yeah, I've seen this one. Yeah, they said that he had another client who'd admitted to some role in the killing.
That's what he claimed.
Mhm.
A fellow by the name of Walker.
In another case, they also said it was Steele, Hiram Walker, and then Steele, Johnny P. Steele was another client of his.
Well, I think Walker was the one that supposedly told Tom
Mhm.
that he did it.
Okay.
Of course, he was deceased.
Well, yes, he was. He was, as was another man, Adams, who may have been charged in the same case. Do you, after the trial was over, Ray said several times that he thought there was a lot of perjury committed in the trial. I don't know what the role of a judge is to ferret that stuff out. Is that something that has to be brought to you, or if you
Yes.
feel like, or if you can't just, if you feel like someone's not telling the truth, you cannot step in.
I don't sit there and judge the veracity of the witnesses. That's for the jury.
Okay. Okay. You only deal with it when it comes to perjury only if someone brings a charge to the court.
If the state brings the charge, right.
Okay. Did it-
Now, if I'm sitting on a case and I know the witness is lying,
Mhm.
then we can take a recess and I can visit with the witness.
Okay, yeah. Start telling the truth. That could happen every now and then.
You're having fun, Nick?
This is very interesting stuff to me. I think I'm a Kentucky boy, but still, this town and the stuff that happens in it amazes me. It's
You get the history behind this murder?
I did get the history behind it, and I know that in the court, and one of the things I did want to ask you about as well was, I believe 2 or 3 times they tried to bring that up and you shut it down. Was that seemed like it may have had to do with motive, and it got shut down, especially when they were trying to bring up what with Lester Wilson having killed someone the year before, and the connection between those two things.
There were certain parts of it that was not admissible, right?
Why was the killing of Murray MacArthur, why did you think that shouldn't play a role in it? Just because it had...
Because it wasn't relevant to the particulars in this case.
Okay. And
A complete distraction.
And when he said that, well, there was one time too where his son said, it got into a little bit about Lester's problems. Him saying that he'd had problems with people, and said Murray, MacArthur, Charlie Powell, another guy, J.Q. Adams, who actually Dr. Olin Enzer killed that guy in his office. So it just seemed like there was a thread, and I agree with you. I don't think it had anything to do with this trial, but
And that's why it wasn't admissible.
it seemed like he got a little mad the last time they tried to bring it up. And Beasley especially seemed like he kind of got under your skin a little bit.
Tom was flamboyant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was really flamboyant.